Okay, Brenda from Florida. Okay, you know what? We kind of already answered that one. Amanda, your competition question. We asked you that. What your favorite one? What was your least favorite competition?
Ooh, I didn't like the one on the vine. The jungle.
Being slammed into the wall?
Yeah,
you weren't into that?
No.
That wasn't fun?
You know, it wouldn't have been so bad. The wall didn't bother me. It was when my legs went numb. You know that tingly feeling you get in your feet sometimes?
Yes.
It was throughout your whole body.
So that was harder than being hit into
Yes.
the wall.
And being thrown into the wall, you can't feel your legs.
Right. Was it hard? Did you feel like gym mats? Or
It was like gym mats.
Like gym mats,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Hard enough, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hard enough. Okay. We have got, let's see. Okay, here's a quick question before we've got something for you to take a look at. And this one, I think we know the answer, but let's just see. Are you planning to keep in touch with Rennie after the show?
Absolutely.
And anybody else?
Possibly Dan.
Possibly Dan.
Yeah.
Very cool. Rennie and Dan and Keesha. Now, Keesha, before you went into the Big Brother house, you recorded a message from yourself to yourself so that you could have a little something to hear when you got out of the house, which, of course, is today. So let's take that message out of our time capsule and give Keesha a moment to see what Keesha had to say to Keesha about Keesha.
Hey Keesha, I hope that you have won the money by now and that everything has worked out great for yourself. And if I didn't win the money, I hope it was worth the experience to be on Big Brother 10.
So was it worth the experience?
It was so worth it.
It was
Everybody's
totally worth
been
it?
great. It's totally worth it.
Excellent. Love to hear that. Okay, here's an unusual question with the line of questioning so far with Memphis. This comes from Tori in Boston, Massachusetts. Tori says, were you at all attracted to Memphis?
No. He's way too young for me.
Too young.
Memphis is way too young, yeah. I never looked at him like that.
Gotcha. How old is Memphis?
He's 25.
Too young.
Too young. I like older guys.
Keisha, not interested. Now, Sam from West Palm Beach says, you spoke a few times of changing jobs when you get out of the house. What do you think you'll do once you're done with the show?
I'm not really sure yet. There's a lot of things going through my mind. I love my job, but I promised myself when I turn 30, they don't know it yet, but, you know, I'm going to hang up the Hooter shorts.
Ah.
So, I would like to stay with the company. Just move up.
Just do something different.
Do something different. I started getting into that before I left, so.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. I'm sure they were all watching throughout the season.
I know.
Did you miss everybody that you worked with, all the people
you
used to
so
seeing?
Much. I miss the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. How about, yes. Okay, Dan gave you a duck. Now on the bottom it said hot, right?
It was a cow.
Oh, it was a cow.
Everyone thinks it's a duck. It was a cow.
Why do we think it was is it a
Because it
cow
was
shaped like
like
a
a
duck?
little rubber ducky type, but it was a cow.
Ah.
And it said hot on the bottom. Now, I don't understand what that's supposed to mean.
So, okay, I thought maybe by today you'd solve some sort of riddle or something.
I have completely just thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And he said, Keisha, this is what he told me before I left. I have something to tell you.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell you until you right before you walk out the door. He handed me the cow, said, look at the bottom of it. And then he told me about Michelle.
So is he just telling you that you're hot?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of was that it was his way of saying, I think you're hot, without saying it.
We always joke around about it. We always joke around, so Dan, let me see who you thought was the prettiest house guest. Because I know that he thought Angie was very pretty, So we tease around with him about it. But,
maybe that was his final answer.
Yeah. He's funny. He's so funny. Who knows with Dan? He's always riddles and rhymes, Always make it crazy.
Yeah, who was the most fun in this house? If you can forget about any of the gameplay and the fact that you guys were even competing, just hanging out that long, who were the fun people in the house?
Honestly, I think that the people that I've become closest to were the fun people, and I think that's what attracted me. I love somebody that can just laugh and have a good time. Steven, hilarious. Oh my goodness. Rennie, you saw. I mean, just out there. And Dan just always up to something. And it made me laugh because I'm like, what are you doing? You know, and like the first week I called him out. I was like, Dan, you think you're so sneaky, you know? You called him the mole. But it was funny. He was so obvious. We'd see him all over in the mirrors. Just trying to sneak up on us. And we'd laugh at him. And we'd say stuff louder so that he could hear us.
Knowing that he's back there watching, sneaking around.
Yeah, and he brings it up to me all the time. He's like, I remember thinking, she called me out in front of everyone saying that I thought, you know, I was so sneaky.
Okay, Keesha, what did you think about being on Slop? How did that affect you when